Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to BFL Reacts. We hit 2,000 subscribers. We're actually definitely way above 2,000 subscribers now. I really didn't foresee hitting this number within a year of starting my channel. I really had no expectations when I started my channel. So I really just wanted to start this video off by thanking you all so much. Obviously would not be here if it weren't for you. And we're gonna do a little Q&A here. I did do a Q&A for 500 subscribers, and if you weren't here for that, which, I mean, I guess by math, most of you weren't, you can, whoop, this side, you can check it out by clicking a little card right there. And there will be timestamps for every question answered in a pinned comment, so definitely use that if there are certain questions you want to see answered. Gonna start out with some more broad questions before we get into show specific stuff. What's my favorite thing about being a YouTuber? I think it's probably talking to people. One of the biggest reasons I started this channel was to be able to talk to people about cartoons, because not a lot of my friends in real life like cartoons besides anime. So I felt like I was kind of annoying them, and I like to talk about cartoons and watch them. So why not do that on YouTube? The discourse in the comments is really fun. What's my favorite part of making videos? My favorite part of making videos is definitely recording them. Editing can be fun sometimes, but recording them is really fun, especially when it's an airing show. Like, obviously, if you're watching a good show, it's going to be good no matter what, but there's just something about watching something like when it's fresh and new and everyone else is seeing it for the first time that just makes it much more exciting to me. What has been your favorite and least favorite part of running your channel? I'd say my favorite part is definitely it kind of forces me to watch shows. I've always been really bad about finishing shows. Like, I'll watch a show and watch 10 episodes of it. I'm like, oh my god, the show is so awesome. I love it so much. And then I just stop watching it for no reason. And having the YouTube channel is definitely I can't just do that. It kind of forces me to commit to shows. And I really like that, because I can almost guarantee you there's no way I would have finished some of the shows that I've watched on this channel, even though I love all of them. My least favorite part, so I didn't realize how popular the Owl House was when I first started my channel. So it was super nice, starting my channel and immediately having an audience. That was super dope. But then when I finished the Owl House, I started watching Amphibia, and I really love Amphibia, and I had a lot of fun watching and editing and everything. But the audience was definitely not there like it was for the Owl House. I was getting 100 to 300 views per video, which, I mean, is fine. It's totally excellent, and I really should have been grateful for it. But after having a lot of success with the Owl House, it kind of, I don't know, I had higher expectations, so that was definitely demoralizing there for a little bit. The worst part wasn't the views, it was when I would upload and get no comments. That was always, the worst part for me. Obviously people, a couple hundred people watched the video and liked it. I was getting likes and stuff, but not having comments really hurt. That was kind of demoralizing. But things are going really well right now. What surprised me the most, both in terms of YouTube and the content that I've watched. What surprised me the most was definitely how popular the Owl House was, and is. I kind of just watched it on a whim because I had notifications on for Alex Hirsch on Twitter, and he would tweet about the show sometimes during season 1, because I wasn't really watching any cartoons at the time. So I was like, alright, let's check it out. I had wanted to do a reaction channel anyways, and knowing that he liked the show, I mean, he made Gravity Falls, so the Owl House must be pretty good if he liked it. I didn't even know he was in it, I don't think. So yeah, I had no clue when I started watching it that it was the most popular cartoon airing. As far as content that I've watched, Infinity Train spoilers for Book 1. There will be a timestamp to skip if you have not watched that show. Also Book 2 spoilers. Book 1, Atticus being shot in the ball pit car totally caught me off guard, bro. I could not believe that. That was absolutely insane. And then in Book 2, when Jessie goes home in the mall car, bro, I could not believe that. I was, what happens next? Now it's all Lake, on her own. Those were definitely two of the most shocking moments from a series that I've watched. What's my favorite flavor of chips? I apparently look like someone who likes salt and vinegar ones. There was definitely a period where I was a salt and vinegar boy for sure. But now, I really don't eat that many chips. If I do go for chips though, I definitely like kettle cooked chips. I like having that extra crunch. This is such a weird question, but I kinda like it. If I can manifest and hide within a shell of some kind, what would it be? It can be any kind, like a pistachio shell, turtle shell, crab shell, oyster shell, etc. What a weird question. I kinda like it. I kinda have to think for a minute. I think a turtle shell? I guess if I were to be able to hide in it, it'd probably have to be like really big, or else I'd have to be way more flexible. But I think a turtle shell would be kinda cool. It'd give me some chest protection as well. And I could do like a killer Squirtle Squad cosplay. Favorite season? That has definitely got to be fall. I live in an area with very hot summers and very cold winters. And so fall is just like perfectly in the middle. Spring is kind of nice too, but there's also a lot of pollen and I get allergies. And that actually really sucked when it came to record videos in the spring. Definitely popped a lot of Dayquil before recording. What's my favorite horror movie? Probably Hereditary. I just think that movie is fantastic. John Carpenter's The Thing is also really great. Favorite movie of all time? Oh my gosh. Hereditary is definitely up there. But this almost feels like a cheap answer because it's like a sequel movie to a series, but The End of Evangelion, I think that's like a perfect movie. I absolutely love it. And honestly, I feel like it's almost like a psychological horror movie, so I feel like it could apply to favorite horror movie too. But I don't think it's classified as a psychological horror anywhere. I just think it is. Favorite song? I don't really have favorite songs like, oh, this is the best song I ever heard. I mean, I'll listen to music for years. Like, my playlist is huge and goes on forever. I have like over 1,000 songs in my playlist and I just put it on shuffle. So I'm just going to tell you my favorite song right now. I mostly listen to hip-hop and like Japanese music. I'm gonna go with my favorite song right now being Hi, My Name is Glitchgum by Glitchgum. If you like hyperpop, give this song a try. This dude is a hyperpop artist and he's like really underrated. The song only has like a few hundred views on YouTube. So yeah, underrated artist. Definitely check out that song. I think it's a bop. If you don't like autotune, you won't like that song. What's my opinion on new cartoons? Were old cartoons better? Well, if you watch this channel, you probably know my opinion on new cartoons. I do like them. But were old cartoons better? Yeah, this is a point of contention, for sure. For people my age, at least. I'm 23, and a lot of people my age don't watch new cartoons and then shit on them. I definitely have a lot of nostalgia for old cartoons, and love a lot of old cartoons, and think a lot of old cartoons are as good as today's, but I think that, like, from the 2010s, like, onward, like, there's just been so many good shows. Like, we're kind of in a renaissance, dude. A cartoon renaissance. I think it's hard to objectively say which one is better, but personally, like, hey, I'm really liking what's coming out now and what's been coming out the past 10 years. The first two characters I ever shipped together, oh my gosh. So I'm not like a huge shipper, which if you watch me for the Owl House might come as a surprise because I love Lumity so much, but I definitely do ship occasionally. The first two characters, I can't tell which. It's either one or two ships. It might be Robin and Starfire in the OG Teen Titans, or it might be Ash and Misty from OG Pokemon. Definitely liked both of those ships as a little kid. I'm talking like little kid, like 5 years old. How old was I when Teen Titans came out? 2003. So I was 5 years old when Teen Titans aired, and was probably watching Pokemon at that age or younger. So definitely one of those two shits. They're both legendary to me. Hold a special place in my heart. What is my favorite show that I have covered on the channel so far? I will address that later, like the last question in the video, because a lot of people have asked me to compare two shows together. But I will say I think that the best show I've covered on the channel is Season 2 of Infinity Train. I think it's perfect. I think it's fantastic, but it's not my favorite. What YouTube channels are my favorite? So I watch a lot of YouTube, but my favorite channel from all of YouTube is not currently my favorite channel. It is a channel that still makes videos, but I am not a fan of their current content exactly. The channel Funhouse is a YouTube gaming channel, and from their creation up until about 2 years ago, I think that they were the best channel on YouTube. They were absolutely hilarious. I watched every video. I would just like loop their videos while I played video games. It was a total comfort channel for me. Absolutely fantastic. And they had a lot of members leave the channel because it was a group channel, and I'm not a fan of their current content, which is unfortunate, but their old content is still there, most of it. So I would say old Funhouse. And no hate to their new content. I mean, it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. That's fine. Pick one, at least one reaction channel that has inspired me or that I just like. So some of my favorite reaction channels. I really like the channel Dos Cavazos. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is a married couple, and I really enjoy their anime reactions that I have watched. I think another really good channel is Brandon Likes Movies. He likes movies and does movie reactions, and he also does some TV show reactions. He does 2 videos for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia every week, and I'm definitely watching those. Pretty much it does movie reactions that are very condensed, and it's all about their commentary. Same with Aaron and Joe. These are channels that are like comedic duos, and the emphasis is on the comedy and like roasting the movie and doing fun improv rather than actually reacting to the movie. What other animated shows have I watched? Specifically, have I watched Gravity Falls? So I've seen like tons of anime and tons of cartoons from my childhood, but let me like try and run down some of the modern stuff that I've watched. I'll just try and list them off the top of my head. Gravity Falls, The Owl House, Amphibia, Infinity Train, Steven Universe, The Amazing World of Gumball, Teen Titans Go, hot take but I love it, Adventure Time, regular show. Does regular show even count as modern anymore? I don't know. Season 1 of She-Ra, and some of Season 2. Oh, and I'm currently watching OKKO Let's Be Heroes. Just in my own spare time. With the fast-paced, chaotic nature of that show, I don't think I would be good with reactions for it, but I am loving that show so much. I think it's like my favorite show visually ever, or pretty close to it. Love the style of that show. And I'm sure there's like so many more cartoons that I can't think of off the top of my head. My favorite animated show of all time, someone asks. This would be an anime. I think it would be Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's a show, it's one of those shows that like just straight up changed my life, really changed the way I think about a lot of things, about myself, and not only that, but it really changed how I consume art and changed my perspective on media. I think it is perfect, at least the original series and the movie The End of Evangelion. The rebuild, like sequel series of movies, less so, even though I haven't seen the last one yet. Do I like video games? Yes. Do I have a favorite? Probably. It's so hard. I played so many video games, it's hard to choose a favorite. Like off the dome, some of my favorites are like Pokemon Emerald, Mario Kart 8, Smash Ultimate, Slay the Spire, Enter the Gungeon, Hearthstone. I don't play it currently, but I no-lifed it for years. Yakuza 0 was tight as hell, even though I never finished it. And so many more. There's so many great video games. And they also asked least favorite video game? I don't know. Like, if there were a video game that were my least favorite, I probably would have just stopped playing it, like, pretty early on. So I can't really answer that one. Alright, now we're gonna get into some Infinity Train questions. So, spoilers for these. Favorite Infinity Train character so far? Definitely Lake. I love her so much. I think she is an amazing character, and watching her story unfold was amazing. Favorite car on the Infinity Train? Oh my god, that's a hard one. There's so many like really wacky and creative cars that are cool in concept, but I'm going to go with a Kick the Toad car because the car is so simple. It's not about the car really, it's more about what transpired in the car in the show. The existential nature of the car for that poor Toad is just a really funny concept to me. And then the discourse and conversation that happened between Blake and Jesse in that car was just so good. It was fantastic to watch. If I went on the Infinity Train, what would my starting number be? Probably pretty high, unfortunately. I don't feel like I've done a lot to wrong people in my life and hurt them, but I definitely have some personal issues. I'm not gonna get into all that, but I I feel like I would be on the train for kind of a long time, and it would be really scary. Now we're going to get into the Owl House and Amphibia questions. Favorite and least favorite characters from the Owl House and Amphibia. So I'm boring, I guess. I think my favorite characters are Luce and Anne. So with Amphibia, I think Hot Pop is definitely... Amphibia, oh my god, there's also Hot Pop and Marcy, and I really like pretty much all the characters in Amphibia a ton. The Owl House also has Amity, is great. What is my favorite character design from Amphibia? I think that all the main, important characters have great designs, but I'm going to say the gang from that one episode where they find, the minis in Season 2. I love the gang's design. Every one of them looks so cool. What are they called? The Hatchback Gang or something? I don't remember, but those dudes look sick. Secretive, unpopular opinion from Amphibia and the Owl House. Oh, you want me to get hurt, don't you? Let me roast these shows real quick. I'll start with the Owl House. The Owl House, I think it can definitely have pacing issues sometimes. The Season 1 finale, definitely, and Through the Looking Glass Ruins both stick out as the biggest offenders of this. The Season 1 finale just straight up should have been 2 episodes. Same with Through the Looking Glass Ruins. Through the Looking Glass Ruins just had too much going on in it. Both the Lumity and the Gus stuff should have been their own episode. I don't think that this is an unpopular opinion though, but too much stuff happened off screen in that episode. This is less of an unpopular opinion now that Season 2 has happened, but I love Hootie. I always have. A lot of people hated Hootie in Season 1, bro. Why? I love him. This is gonna really get me crucified, but I don't like Ida that much. She's fine. I don't dislike her, but I don't love Ida, bro. I'm sorry. I know everyone loves Ida, but she's not all that. Unpopular opinions about Amphibia. Season 1 is really good. If you're a super fan of the show, that's not an unpopular opinion, but a lot of people don't really like the first season that much, and hey, I love it. Also, I think that there is a likely chance that none of the girls are into each other, and that is okay. A lot of people are probably going to be mad if the show ends and the girls aren't into each other. They're probably not into each other, and that's fine. But Anne and Marcy, though, I don't know. Anne did blush at Marcy that one time. That's the most likely pairing of the 3 girls. People care too much about ships. That's my hot take for both of them, Amphibia and the Owl House. Another big one I kind of forgot is that I feel like the mystery box tease with Hot Pop was kind of not great. It didn't really lead to much, and it felt kind of like a forced mystery to just kind of keep intrigue in the show. Alright, and this is the big one. Oh my god, so many people asked, which series do you prefer, Amphibia or the Owl House? Y'all just want people to jump on me, bro. Y'all want me out here sacrificing my well-being for cartoon discourse. I like Amphibia more. Ooh, sorry Owl House peeps. I still love the Owl House though. But let me expand. This is kind of an unfair question, I feel. There is significantly more Amphibia content out there than there is Owl House. Amphibia has wrapped up its 2nd season, whereas the Owl House Season 2 has just started. Both seasons, in my opinion, got way better in Season 2. Did I say both seasons? I meant both series. Not that their first seasons were bad, but the jump in quality for both of them has been really great. If we're looking at just Season 1 of each show, I would still say Amphibia, but Season 2 of the Owl House has been kind of consistently really, really great. I think story-wise, there are so many questions in the Owl House, so much mystery, and so many ways that things could go that I don't know. So I think it's maybe doing a bit better in the overarching story. For Amphibia, I just know the world so well. I feel like I know the land of Amphibia so much better than I know the Boiling Isles. And I feel like I know the characters so much better in Amphibia than I know the characters in the Owl House. And I also feel like I like the characters in Amphibia more than the Owl House. Luz and Amity are S-tier characters, and I think that they stand so high above the other characters in the Owl House. I think that we just really haven't gotten enough time dedicated to characters like Gus and Willow, and King, even though we did get a really good King episode this season. And I do love Lilith. And I like Ida. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Ida, but I don't love her as much as everyone else. Whereas in Amphibia, we have the 3 main girls, who I absolutely love all of them. I love the entire Plancher family. I think they're so tight. And I really enjoy the townies in Amphibia, the citizens of Wartwood. Hey, I'll give my take for where it stands right now. Preferring one thing over another doesn't make the other thing bad. And that's all the questions for this video. Thank you guys again so much for 2,000 subscribers. I probably won't do like another celebration thing until 5,000 subscribers, but who knows when that's going to be. I did not think that we'd be hitting 2,000 subscribers this year. And I kind of... Do I want to just do a Q&A again for 5,000? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of boring, just doing the same thing over and over again, but I'm also not creative. So if you have any suggestions for what I should do at that point, actually, never mind, fuck it. That's way in the future, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Just thank you so much for watching my channel and talking to me. Making this channel kind of changed my life. Not to be dramatic, but it kind of did, and I'm just really grateful that I have this. Peace.